straight from the soul with it. Yeah.
So former NBA player for the Boston Celtics, Paul Pierce, was on the George Sedano podcast, and they spoke about Brandon Ingram, stating that Magic Johnson told him to stay patient. Just play basketball and not to stress, and you don't want to listen to everybody, etc. And George Sedano asked Paul Pierce, with all the trade talks and the big plans, considering LeBron is about to be 34 in 2 weeks, do he buy that Magic in the front office will be patient with Brandon Ingram? And here's Paul Pierce's exact quote. He says, "I'm going to tell you like this. If there's a deal on the table where you have to trade Brandon Ingram to get a better player or a better package because you know LeBron's time is running out in the next 4 or 5 years and you have to wait 4 or 5 years for Brandon Ingram, the object of the game is to win now. Maybe not this year or next year if they could swing it, but anything can happen in this league. You're not going to wait on a player when you have a direction on trying to win now. If they feel like his development is not going as fast as they like it to go, he could be dealt easily." In other words, no, they will not be patient with Brandon Ingram. And I know a lot of you guys, man, oh, Paul Pierce is, he plays for the Boston Celtics, man. He played for the Celtics. He's a hater. He don't want to see the Lakers do good and blah, 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 just wait on. Listen, bro, like all that stuff, that's kid talk right there. When you young-minded, you think like that. Like, bro, these are grown men. These are analysts of the game. The rivalry stuff, that stuff goes out the window when you're giving your basketball analysis. And you got to think, I'm a huge Lakers fan, so I'm not biased. Like, I speak my honest opinion, and I agree with Paul Pierce. And if you guys would like to hear the full audio, by the way, the link is in the description box. But what I'll say is this. I know some of you guys are young and you are attached to a lot of these players, but I felt the same way at one point about Jordan Clarkson, D'Angelo Russell, and I used to say the same exact thing. I had this debate with this guy at my old job, and I was like, why not build towards the future? Steve Nash didn't come into the league as this superstar, this all-star, just become, he just wasn't great. He had to become great. And I said the exact same thing that y'all was saying about Brandon Ingram and a lot of these other guys. But you know what he told me? He was like, bro, that's not the Lakers' way. The Lakers get stars. That's what we about, getting stars, winning championships, getting banners. Like, you got to be ready. You got to come with it. Like, Los Angeles is like one of the largest cities in the world, and it's always been pressure on, the Lakers franchise to be great. And that's what we always represented. So, waiting is just, out of the question. But the dude name was Brian. Shout out to Brian. But he was right. Maybe they will, but I just don't see it. And the Lakers' pedigree have always been to bring in stars to the Lakers. And I told y'all Brandon Ingram will be hearing these trade talks. Since the beginning of the season, I told you guys that. And y'all may not want to hear the truth, but Ingram, like I said, Paul Pierce isn't saying nothing no different than what I've been telling y'all since the first 5 games. I haven't seen any improvement from Brandon Ingram, from the first game. In the first game, he got mad because Luke Walton took him out of the game. And what did he do? He get upset. So I'm like, all right, he's going to come back next game and prove to Luke that he should have been in that game down the stretch in the fourth quarter because we needed 3-point shots. He wasn't hitting 3-point shots. So Luke took him out. But we're going to see what happens when he come back in the next game, when the next game come up. And he's been absolutely horrible from 3, Then when he comes back, he gets into a fight, gets suspended, out a couple of games. Kyle Kuzma steps up, putting up big numbers, which he's doing now. Kyle Kuzma is absolutely phenomenal right now. And he's playing like he got something to prove. Then it's about time for Ingram to come back. And he's saying, I'm not coming off the bench. Like, okay, like he Kevin Durant. So I'm like, all right, well, this man got orders and demands. He got the little order and demand thing going on. So he about to come back and he about to be a superstar. He about to just turn up and be the next Kevin Durant. Like, he's about to go off and, show LeBron James, look, I'm still running the show here. He comes back and he's not playing like a superstar level. LeBron is here now. LeBron wants rings. Ingram getting hurt, it's just too risky. And unless Ingram prove between now and February, and if Anthony Davis come across that table, his name come across that table, he better prove that he is Kevin Durant, or at least Kevin Durant's little brother. Not Kevin Durant. Take the K off and it'd be Evan Durant. Start hitting shots. from all over the floor. You know, Ingram isn't consistent. There is no reason he should be having 10 points and 12 points. And I know this was old, but you don't have 10 and 12 points versus sorry teams. You know, he's not confident in taking 3-point shots because he hasn't worked on his 3-point shots during the summer. You know, he's missing free throws. He's not consistent from the free throw line. And I'm not talking about no 100 to 200 jumpers during the summer. We talking about all day 1,000 jumpers during the summer. You know, like the greats do, to be on that elite status. You know, Ingram could listen to Magic all he want and feel like, oh, you know, Magic tell me I can be patient, so I could just have fun and be patient. Go ahead and listen to Magic. And you're going to find yourself on the South Bay Lakers on the phone with Magic like, Magic, I thought you told me to be patient. And Magic going to be like, well, I said be patient. But I was talking about be patient and I find you a new team in the G League and you could be a superstar there. And I like Brandon Ingram, but like there's no guarantee, you know. And I can tell you, I guarantee you the Lakers front office is running out of patience. TV ratings were low over the last 5 years. Ticket sales were low over the last 5 years. It's business. These stars pay the bills. For everybody, these superstars generate billions of dollars. And don't get it wrong, like, y'all got to understand, I like Kyle Kuzma. He's balling. I like Kyle Kuzma. Josh Hart, I'm not trying to just trade the young core because if we can't get a big fish, then obviously we got to keep them because we have no choice. But anybody with a brain, if you're dumb enough to say, if the Pelicans say, look, I want Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, or Zoe for Anthony Davis, and you say no, you talking about you want to wait 3 years to see what they could become, don't ever talk basketball again. Ever. Matter of fact, I don't even want to even see you. I don't want to see your name come up in the comment section talking basketball because any basketball expert like Paul Pierce, if you ask them, would he trade the young core for Anthony Davis, what you think he going to say? He could be like, is that even a question? Ask anybody. You can ask Brandon Ingram himself. Say, hey, Brandon Ingram, would you trade yourself for Anthony Davis? He going to be like, duh, of course I would. You know, when the Lakers signed LeBron, you're instantly sending a message that it's about LeBron and you're ready to win championships. You don't have time for being patient. And it's also about somebody else. But, you know, you guys have a problem with me talking about it. But, you know, let's say for this sake of the argument, it's about LeBron. He's 34 years old and he will eventually start gassing out and breaking down. I don't care how well he take care of his body. Nobody beats Father Time. You know, we have to get championships. And that's what he wants. He's not going to wait. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all get in that comment box. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out. Okay.